So it's actually quite a while, 2 minggu cuti, so cuti panjang ni. Okay, minggu ni cuti lagi. Kita ada hari apa ni, hari Jumaat ni is a Malaysian day. So minggu ni cuma ada 4 hari saja. So kita Malaysia is actually very blessed with the holiday. So yalah. Okay, so you can celebrate Malaysian Day. I don't know how you're going to celebrate it, but then I think that it's just like a day off if let's say you have any classes on that day. Yeah. So kita akan teruskan dengan kuliah kita di mana kita sambung yang sebelum daripada ni. Tapi this is actually the kuliah of the study skill. So sebelum ni apa yang anda telah pelajari adalah dalam lecture pertama kita cerita pasal identifying yourself or your skill. Remember? Okay, so that anda sebagai seorang pelajar mesti ada skill anda yang tersendiri yang anda perlu tahu dan you can actually be strong at. Okay, some people they are good at doing some things with their hands. Some people they are good at reading and writing. Some people they are good at sport and so on. Okay, so that is one thing that before you start to study, you should identify first what is actually your skill and where are you good at. Now, lecture number 2, we are talking about intelligence. I said that everybody here is intelligent. Tak ada siapa yang tidak pandai di sini. Semua orang dia adalah pandai. They are all intelligent in their own way. Okay, maksudnya bukannya belajar apa tu SPM dapat 9A saja intelligent. Alright, bukannya you kena dapat like all 4.0, the dean list is actually to make yourself as an intelligent. No, but the people anugerah daripada Allah ataupun Tuhan meletakkan kita so that we all have our own intelligence in our own way. Some people I can read through you that you love to sing. Some people they learn and then they are good at dancing. Some people they are don't. Some people they are very good at sport. Some people they are don't. Okay, some people they are good at readings. Okay, I bought myself like 3 books the other day. Tak tahu lah bila nak baca. Tapi I love reading. Tapi I just like don't have the time. But I still wanted to have that sort of passions. Alright, but now that I have 3 books already, like a new one when I was like on the trip, so I wanted to dedicate myself into reading. Yeah, so you talk about intelligence. That was in the beginning what we do. Okay, all right. After that, I explained about time management. In the study skill, you need to have yourself a time management. Kita cerita pasal what is actually the one that kill or the time killer. Okay, apakah yang membunuh masa anda? Some people talk about Netflix. Some people talks about you are just like daydreaming. That's the things what usually will kill your time. Some people are talking about time management. You have to use some special apps. For example, like what do you call this? Sticky notes or something, or maybe like some Google apps that like expand and also enhance your productivity. So that is something about the time management, which is so important. Okay, I also explain about like in the time management, remember you have like the same 24 hours as other people's. So if other people's can manage themselves well and they can do a lot of works in one day, so why not you? Okay, so contohlah macam hari ni saya balik daripada pagi tadi kan, for those who just like came in, I was like telling to the rest of your friends that I was like on the 13 hours of flight this morning. Saya sampai dalam pukul 7:30 pagi dekat airport, and then after I know that okay, I'm going to have like 2 classes today. Petang ada kelas, saya ingat nak buat kelas ganti malam ni, tapi I said that don't be so ambitious lah. Kejap lagi kelas saya tertidur ke apa ke, kan nak ask student kena tunggu saya tidur kan. So but I did 2 classes and I reply my email and I write a report and I send out email to other people. I did some marking as well. I prepare myself like a little bit of lunch and also a tea because I just came back from Scotland kan. But the thing is you just have to keep on moving. So time management is very important. Kalau tak kan habislah tergendala kerja kita nak buat from the time to time and so on. Okay, so these are actually among of the things what you learn in the very beginning. Now in lecture number 4, I also explained to you about working with other people, teamwork. All right, this is something that is a little bit controversy the other day because yes, I see everybody is actually all here. No one share their camera, but I'm assuming that you guys are active at the back there. Cuba angkat tangan sikit nak tengok. I just want you guys to just like raise your hands up. Okay, thank you Hafika, Razi, Riza, and Atika. Okay, so I hope you guys are going to be active toward the end because okay, yes, thank you very much everyone. You can raise your hands down. All right. The other day, like when I give like a teamwork exercise, suddenly there are some people that I found or discovered that they are there, but there's some they are not there. So I'm not blaming you, but the thing is, this is actually among of the commitments that you have to do in a class when we are studying this online. Okay, kalau class is actually a bit too boring, let me know so that we can do something else to make it look more exciting and all that. I can introduce with you some games and so on. All right, and in the future, probably we can do that. Okay, but what we learn in the teamwork is how do you manage a team or how do you actually work in the team, especially those yang ada dekat sini ni yang dah bekerja. Okay, I know Sophie dah bekerja, I know Tuan Nur Atikah pun dah bekerja. Most of the students in my class are actually like teachers as well. So that means that you are working with other people, either your client, your stakeholders, your student, okay, or maybe your own teachers, or maybe among your colleagues. Bila you buat assignment, you kena ada like assignment that are in the group works, like what I gave it to you. So at the end of the day, we have to play our own responsibility and we have to understand where we are when it comes into the group works. Okay, these are among of the essential things that you need to know in order for you to get a good skill to study. Okay, or to learn. Sekarang ada yang dah buat diploma sekarang ni. So meaning that this is actually what you need to have in order for you to study lah. Okay, alright. Other than that, we are talking about note taking and also the research skill. Some of you, I'm very sure you are all doing your assignment, kan? Ada lagi assignment yang belum buat daripada kelas-kelas lain? Are there still more?
Ada, sir.
Banyak kan? Some of your assignment tu kena buat report, dia kena buat reflection, dia kena menulis. Okay, so that's why the other day I wrote to you about writing, about reading skill and also about doing a little bit of the research skill. Mana kita nak research? How do we go access and all that? And then I explained to you a little bit about KMC, our Knowledge Management Center in Uniraza, where you can lend books, where you can look for some articles and so on. Okay. Nurhana, you have a question? Nurhana? Or that was from just now? Okay. All right. So that was actually your research skill. And last chapter or last unit or lecture that we go before before we go for the break is an online learner. So sekarang ni semua dah belajar pakai online kan. So semua dah belajar, tak ada tulis-tulis lagi dah, tak ada buka buku, everything is all by the internet. You learn things through YouTube. Remember I was explaining to you about the tutorial. Some people they become an influencer, some people they learn by watching the video instead of reading, because that is like something what personalized for them. Some people they go and do the tutorials by looking into some articles that they read online rather than they actually go for the books. Ini orang kata generasi lah dah berubah. Maksudnya it's a movement of one generation to another. When I was like studying before, tak ada internet ni semua, tak ada YouTube, seriously. When I was at your age, studying, making my degree, okay, semua benda kena ada kat buku. Kalau tak kan you have to attend the lecture. Lecture tu you kena like write whatever the lecturer is actually talking about. So at the end of the day, it was a little bit susah lah. Tapi kadang-kadang benda yang susah tu yang senang lekat dekat kepala. Do you agree with me? Okay. Benda yang senang kita buat tu kan, benda yang macam kadang-kadang kita just baca sekali lalu bukannya nak lekat, tapi kan benda yang susah tu sebenarnya benda yang lekat. Ataupun kalau benda tu kalau kita buat berulang kali, maksudnya you watch it again and again, you read it again and again, kadang-kadang kita hafal, that is the thing yang kadang-kadang betul-betul lekat kat kepala. Kadang-kadang kan macam, you know, I giving a lecture, I'm not expecting you to understand me 100%. 30% pun saya kira dah cukup dah. Encik Muzamil dia cakap apa hari ni dekat dalam kuliah kali ni kan. If you can recap back on what I'm saying, tapi hanya 30%, I'm already feel Alhamdulillah. You know what I mean? Because yelah kita kadang-kadang kalau macam I felt a little bit too boring, you pun macam tak pay attention, you do like multitasking, buat kerja sambil dengar ni ataupun driving while still you are driving tapi kan you dengar my lecture. So you know like dia punya absorbance, so dia punya penyerapan pengetahuan tu tak sepenuhnya lah. It's just only like you know like 30-40%. It could be 50 or 60% on a good day, tapi it will never reach 100%. Betul? No Syafiqah. So yeah, so that was actually what you have learned before. Now, this week, we are going to look into a new chapter that is called as, let me just share with you the screen first. Ini benda saya rasa yang paling tak suka sekali buat. Betul tak? Developing the writing skill. I want to see here how many people or how many student dekat sini yang suka menulis. Nur Syafiqah, you like to write, eh? Okay. Hafika pun suka menulis. Alright. Now, Tanisha also do you like to write, eh? Okay, so I want to ask you a question. Apa yang selalunya tulis? Why do you like to write?
Kerja.
Kerja? Kerja tak kira lah. Itu like reports and all that yang tu dah kena buat. Tapi anything else that you like to write? No, Atika? What are among of the things that you always write? Tulis lirik lagu, wow, okay. Macam tulis syair ataupun tulis poem, puisi, suka menulis. Okay, that's good, that's very good. If you love to write, then you must have a very good handwriting, that's for sure lah. Tapi bila kita katakan writing skill kat sini bukannya tulisan tangan tau, tapi sebenarnya adalah any kind of the writing skill. Bila kita nak menulis, kita perlu ada pengetahuan dalam struktur ayat, susunan tata bahasa, ejaan, grammar, composition dan juga sebagainya. Okay, these are among of the things what you need to know in order to develop your writing skill, especially academic writing. Okay, sharing moment apa yang saya belajar dalam hidup saya dan dengan nasihat yang saya dapat, that is very good. Okay, those people yang suka menulis, what you have to do is you have to have your own blog. Ada blog tak?
Dulu adalah masa 11-11 umur.
Oh ya ke? So what happened to your blog?
Dah tak ada dah.
Dah tak ada dah. Dia cerita dia macam ni tau.
Saya suka buat coding blog. Sekarang dah tak nulis dah.
Itulah Nur Atika cakap kan, kata blog dah jadi berhabuk dah kan. Dia macam ni lah, saya kan every early of the year I love resolution and I wanted to make a resolution. I wanted to lose like 10 kilogram by the end of the year. Okay, tapi habuk tak ada sebenarnya kan, bukan berhabuk, habuk pun tak ada kan. So belilah buku diary. Okay, I go to typo and I say that, oh, this is actually a very nice diary, I will do it. Okay, I love to write actually, tapi kan saya malas menulis. Saya suka menulis tapi saya malas menulis. Macam mana tu? Lebih kurang lah. So what happened is I bought a diary, okay, that I wanted to write or something where I can actually scribble on. Tapi kan I boleh kasih, you know, if people bet money on me, alright, they can actually make some money. Bagi saya sebulan je, tak sampai sebulan, kadang-kadang 2 minggu, 3 minggu je. Lepas daripada tu kan habis lah. Kan bukan takat blog berhabuk tak ada sebenarnya. So it requires someone that have that kind of passion lah in order for them to write. Okay, menulis dekat FB, yes, dekat social media, dekat Facebook. Saya ada Facebook, ramai masuk Facebook saya, everybody wanted to come in, tapi kan they are so upset because I don't have much thing except for I'm sharing other people's what they write, but I don't write things that I wanted to. Okay, kena tulis kat social media baru best, sebab kalau kat buku tak ada feel sebab tak ada orang baca. So now hang on, you want to write so that people read ataupun you want to write because you love how to write? Macam mana tu? Okay lah, but both. Okay, so now, what you will learn in this class is we are going to define apa sebenarnya dia maksudkan dengan writing, or we classify that type of writing lah. Ada orang dia suka tulis tu tulisan yang santai. Ada orang dia suka tulis kan, kadang-kadang ejaan dia tu pun tak kena, tak kisah. You know, like I don't care. Ada seorang dia kena tulis tu kan, I have to make it sound like a very British English. Otherwise kan, I tak nak macam the reputation of myself will go down. It's because of my spelling or my grammar. Alright, ada setengah orang dia suka tulis academic writing. Okay, these are some of the classified of the types of writing that you will learn. Identify kenapa kita perlu menulis, alright, what the writing purpose of it. You demonstrate the types of the academic writing and the process of writing. We do a little bit of exercise afterwards, or a bit rather practical. So you are in the diploma, you might not be writing a research paper. Okay, tapi katalah jika anda dah ambil habis diploma, nak buat degree nanti, dalam degree ataupun dalam sarjana muda, anda perlu ada kajian ataupun research paper. Sama ada research paper tu refleksi ataupun research paper tu adalah paper konsep ataupun dia adalah paper praktikal. Okay, so among of other things lah. Alright, tapi ada orang suka menulis sebab dia suka menulis buku sebagai contohnya. Ada suka menulis fiction dan juga sebagainya. Alright, so the concept of writing. Writing is actually one of the communication skill that is significant to the others. Sekarang orang pakai pen. Imagine before orang pakai apa tu bulu ayam or bulu burung, I don't know lah, yang panjang tu kan. Lepas tu you know like, and they write by using that word. Lepas tu ada orang dah pakai pen, and then after that there are way of people sekarang ni kan. Kejap, I think I had a picture here. Okay, yang pakai handset dah tak pakai pen apa semua, because everything is all so fast. Alright, sekarang ni I find that the people work so fast pakai handphone aja. Saya tak boleh, kadang-kadang kan saya pakai handphone, saya dah macam nak type space bar, saya pergi buat full stop, lepas tu kan banyak ejaan salah dan sebagainya. So you know, like among of other things lah. But whatever that is, this is something what you should know. Kenapa kita menulis? Ataupun it's actually just like a communication skill. You communicate with people. Ada orang suka verbally ni maksudnya macam apa saya buat lah, it's a verbal thing. Ada orang dia suka menulis, dan menulis adalah lawannya adalah membaca. Maksudnya on the other side is actually to read that. Dia tak sama dengan melukis. Kalau melukis pun is actually another communication skill. Tapi bila melukis tu kita bukanlah membaca lukisan, tapi kita memahami ataupun menginterpretasikan atau you interpret, alright, a drawing or an illustration. It goes a little bit subjective. Tapi menulis dan membaca ini adalah satu benda yang konstruktif. Maksudnya benda kita boleh belajar. Menulis boleh belajar, membaca boleh belajar, dan ini cara kita berkomunikasi. Ya. Okay, so what is actually writing? Writing is a process of recording or making ideas, opinion, experience, emotion. You nak kritik, nak komen, you wanted to do an information in the shapes of penulisan. So banyak orang pakai menulis dengan pelbagai cara. Nak tulis surat cinta, surat komplain, research paper, nak complain about something on the social media. That is a term people call it as apa? Dia panggil keyboard warrior. Pernah dengar tak? Perwira keyboard. Alright. Sebab apa orang panggil perwira keyboard? Anybody know? Ni term-term zaman baru. Saya baru sekarang ni baru dengar. Keyboard warrior. Apa sebenarnya? Pernah dengar tak? Dekat online aja berani. Yes, betul. Itu ciri-cirinya. Tapi what does it do actually? Okay, dia akan createkan akaun yang nama pelik-pelik, akaun palsu lah. Kemudian kan di situlah dia pandai, dia tulis macam-macam apa dia nak. Okay, jadi orang kata apa, kadang-kadang selalunya berbau politik lah, ataupun berbau perkauman, ataupun berbau isu-isu sensitif yang dia tak guna ke identiti dia, tapi dia guna ke identiti orang lain, ataupun identiti yang palsu untuk nak menulis something yang dia rasa macam nak curahkan perasaannya dekat situ. So, do you think it's wrong? I think it's wrong. Salah lah, janganlah buat macam tu. It's not really a nice thing to do. Okay, kadang-kadang menulis sebagai keyboard warrior ni dia mencerminkan kepada diri kita. Sebab tu kadang-kadang saya takut nak tulis apa-apa dekat social media ke. Saya takut nak post gambar ke apa-apa dekat social media. Sebab social media saya bukan sahaja pelajar yang ada dekat dalam tu, tapi family member saya pun ada, adik-beradik saya pun ada kan. You know, like there are so many people, ada the children that are there, the adults are there. Jadi tak nak orang kata apa, menimbulkan rasa curiga ataupun nak menimbulkan rasa macam terlibat dalam isu-isu sensitif ni. So I refrain myself from writing something. So selalunya kita fikir dululah apa kita nak tulis. Alright, so why do we write? We are using our daily life as a number of reasons. To give information, hantar message, hantar teks, hantar WhatsApp. Kadang-kadang saya masukkan dalam WhatsApp group. Okay, so to do things, for example, invitation card. Saya nak menjemput kepada majlis perkahwinan ataupun majlis hari jadi. Saya nak buat jemputan untuk pergi ke majlis cukur jambul, for example, for Malay lah. So to do things lah, ataupun nak pergi ke kedai nak membeli barang, lepas tu ada sampai 10 barang atau 20 barang nak beli. So tulis dulu sebab takut nanti terlupa. So there are things that you do. Entertain by creating imaginative worlds, alright? Contohnya macam puisi, tadi ada siapa yang cakap kata menulis buku cerita, anecdotes ataupun puns ataupun perkataan-perkataan ataupun ayat-ayat cinta lah kononnya, anecdotes ataupun jokes. Kalau siapa yang suka berjenaka, jadi dia nak tulis jenaka dalam bentuk ayat, jadi dia menulis. Okay, developing a questioning skill, sebagai contohnya survey, uji kaji, kaji selidik, kaji selidik, menulis email, dia ada tata caranya tersendiri, tulis surat pun ada tata caranya sendiri. Okay, ada kawan saya cakap kata saya pun tulis surat kan, kalau nak kena balas orang, tulis apa kat bawah tu, pecah kaca pecah gelas kan. Right. So something like that lah. Alright, I know kecil-kecil dulu you all suka tuliskan pecah kaca pecah gelas, sudah baca nak balas. Okay, express feelings towards a creative writing. Okay, to maintain relationship, maksudnya dengan SMS, WhatsApp group semua, kita nak mengekalkan silaturahim ataupun hubungan di antara anda dengan pihak tertentu, contohnya kawan-kawan, dengan family, dengan business partner ataupun dengan your partner and so on. So ada cara penulisan yang tertentu yang akan nampakkan benda tu sebagai perbezaan. To persuade, maksudnya untuk iklan, untuk nak memujuk orang untuk nak membeli barang, untuk memujuk untuk orang untuk menggunakan perkhidmatan anda ataupun nak memberi panduan sebagai contoh. There's a lot of things kenapa kita perlu menulis. Okay, alright. Creative writing, penulisan secara kreatif, adalah penulisan yang mengekspreskan diri kita ataupun emosi kita, persekitaran kita, alam semula jadi kita di dalam bentuk benda yang tertentu. Ada dua kita panggil di sini, satu fiction, satu lagi faction. Fiction adalah apa dalam bahasa Malaysia fiction? Saya nak kata tahayul nanti dengan macam bunyi hantu pula. Tapi kan there's a term for it. Apa yang dalam bahasa Malaysia orang panggil? Fiction. Ada Diana tak sini? Sebab she loves to read. Okay. Karya-karya yang tidak menggunakan nama sebenar ataupun fiction lah, something yang imaginary. Literature that is in the form of prose, especially short stories, novels, poems, radio script drama, okay, drama minggu ini or something like that, sinetron, film script TV and all that. So these are the things that we call as fictional. Maksudnya dia adalah berasaskan kepada imaginary ataupun imajinasi. Manakala fiction adalah sebaliknya, maksudnya dia betul-betul bukan fiction tau, dia adalah cerita yang sebenar. Contohnya macam drama yang berkisar berkenaan dengan agama, drama yang berkisar berkenaan dengan sejarah, autobiografi. Autobiografi ni apa maksud dia? Anybody know? Okay. Autobiografi tu maksudnya berkenaan dengan seseorang lah, katalah macam Queen Elizabeth yang baru saja meninggal dunia baru ni, ada orang nak menulis berkenaan dengan buku berkenaan dengan beliau, jadi kita panggil dia sebagai autobiografi. Okay, alright. Now, transactional writing. Kadang-kadang kita menulis disebabkan oleh kita nak memberi panduan kepada orang lain berkenaan dengan contohnya macam perniagaan, berkenaan dengan ekonomi, berkenaan dengan ramalan kaji cuaca pada hari ini. Okay, dia tak ada kena-mengena apa dengan siapa-siapa. Dia tak tulis nama, dia tak tulis pada suatu hari ke something like that. It's all about facts. Okay, so cakap kat sini, in this category, a person is usually not important on what he is trying to say, sama ada penulis ataupun orang yang nak ditulis, tapi dia selalunya berkenaan dengan maklumat yang akan memberi kesan ataupun impak kepada apakah yang benda akan berlaku. Saya kata, oh hari ini adalah hari yang sangat hujan ataupun hari yang sangat cerah, mungkin suhu di luar dalam lebih kurang dalam 30 darjah Celsius, okey, dengan langit yang berwarna biru dan juga dengan awan-awan dan juga dalam keadaan yang sedikit berangin. Jadi saya tuliskan benda tu, saya berikan kepada orang mungkin di dalam bentuk iklan ataupun daripada bentuk panduan dan juga sebagainya. So these are actually what we call as a transactional writing. Okay. Alright, popular writing is simply a way to recognize that it is popular writing is through newspaper and magazine. Kadang-kadang gosip. Alright, sekarang ni saya dah jadi macam nyampah lah kalau saya nak buka social media. You know why? Dia cerita dia ada dua. Satu pasal Dr. Vida, Datuk Vida. Satu lagi pasal, siapa lagi seorang tu? Datuk Ali Shukri. Alright, is there any way where I can filter these two out from my social media feed? Do you get the same thing like what I did? Huh? The others? Ataupun memang you suka membaca berkenaan dengan Dr. Datuk Vida dan juga Datuk Ali Shukri?
No, sir. Absolutely not.
Tapi kenapa dia selalu keluar dekat dalam artikel kadang-kadang? Mute the keyboard on Twitter about Saya nak cari macam contoh macam Facebook kan. Saya nak, kalau boleh kan, saya nak filter any news that is related between these two people because saya kadang jadi macam nyampah sangat dah. You know, not about I'm opening to read about their news. It's about their appearance on my news. It's like that well. So saya tak tahu what kind of algorithm dia pakai. It's like it was so popular in terms of writings and all that you feels like ya Allah menyampahnya aku, you know, like so one dressing up like a clown, another one singing like horrible. Sorry lah, ada cakap macam tu kan. But I thought you will think the same way. Cuma you tak cakap, tapi I cakap. Betul Alright, itu pun jangan, you know, like kadang-kadang you wanted to do something because this is what my money can buy. Okay, what I'm trying to say is this is what money can buy. Orang yang terlampau kaya sangat ni, orang kata umat akhir zaman lah, dah terlampau kaya sangat, bukan je nak tolong orang miskin, tapi kan dia buat benda-benda yang dia rasa macam is so ridiculous. But what does it do is, it actually create a popular writing. This is what we call as popular writing. Why? Because there are some people who read, who wanted to read that. Okay, menyebabkan saya kadang-kadang saya rasa macam surat khabar ataupun akhbar ataupun berita-berita di Malaysia ni is getting more rubbish from day to day. Alright, it's getting more trashy daripada hari ke hari. Betul tak? Do you agree with me? Okay, I say that the news, berita-berita dekat Malaysia ni sekarang ni it getting like really trashy from time to time. Like, I don't know what to say. You know, like I wanted to listen or to read something like about, you know, like I don't know, a nice day or about I rather will read something about cats and dogs, all right, rather than I read something like so absolutely trashy. The other day I was like pasal apa tu? Artis yang get molested by the father. So I was like, my gosh. I mean, like, it's okay to write something like that, but it was made into a gossip that go day by day and day by day. You know, it's like, I don't know. Okay, that is actually the world that you guys are living in. Good luck to you. All right. Now, the concept of academic writing. We put the rest of the writing aside, tapi we are talking now about academic writing. Sebab this is actually a way of you to study or to learn. Okay, you buat assignment, everything involve yourself into academic writing. The essential of academic writing to the student is, all right, academic writing is an investigation or an observation, penyiasatan ataupun pemerhatian. Alright, observation. Kadang-kadang you perhati, tengok untuk nak belajar. Kadang-kadang you investigate, you tengok apa orang lain dah tulis. Alright, apa kita baca berkenaan dengan cerita apa yang orang lain dah buat. Alright, dalam academic writing tu sendiri. About what? About any issue that is based on relevant method and techniques. Katalah pelajar saya kat sini ramai apa tu education kan. Ada yang daripada early childhood education, ada yang daripada education Mungkin you ada macam teori pembelajaran ataupun teori pendidikan kanak-kanak, alright, berkenaan dengan behavior, for example, perilaku kanak-kanak. So, ini bukan benda baru sebab benda tu dah lama dah. Anda bukannya orang yang pertama yang ambil diploma early childhood. So, mungkin anda dah macam lah ratusan batch ataupun ribuan batch dah. Jadi, you nak tengok apakah yang orang dah pelajari sebelum. So, that is an investigation. Okay, dan kadang-kadang katalah macam pergi daripada tadika ke tadika, kita buat pemerhatian, see how other people are doing. That is actually what we call as an observation, dengan cara nak belajar. Tapi apakah cara kita buatnya adalah melalui academic writing lah. Okay, so saya baca dekat sini, penulisan akademik secara nyatanya berbeza dengan gaya penulisan yang terdapat di dalam surat khabar ataupun dalam novel. Novel dia cakap pada suatu hari ataupun pada suatu masa zaman dahulu, alright, tapi academic writing you cannot say something like that lah, alright. Gaya penulisan surat khabar pula dia akan cakap kata, oh, apa ni, Datuk Vida telah pun nak dapat anak dengan somebody. Kenapa? Tiba-tiba. Sebab dia cuba nak memujuk anda untuk nak klik dan baca. Alright? Something like that. Tapi ini tak sama. Okay? So, merujuk kepada, ataupun secara umumnya, penulisan akademik mempunyai ketepatan dan juga objektif yang tertentu. You cakap dulu apa objektifnya. Alright? Then after that, you write about it. Alright, contohnya macam saya kata, pemerhatian yang saya buat di dalam kajian yang ada sekarang ini adalah menunjukkan bagaimana pelajar berperilaku terhadap sesuatu apabila diberikan sesuatu. Sebagai contoh, itu satu cara membuat academic writing lah. Okay. Nah, merujuk kepada Bailey pada jurnal dia 2011-4, penulisan akademik adalah penulisan esei pendek ataupun esei panjang ataupun disertasi ataupun tesis. Okay, tesis ni maksudnya laporan pendidikan dan juga artikel kepada jurnal. Alright. Now, terdapat 3, iaitu satu adalah short essay ataupun esei-esei yang pendek. Selalunya esei pendek dia memang pendek lah. Dia ada pengenalan, ada main body, alright, ataupun kandungan dia, kemudian ada kesimpulan. Kadang-kadang ada yang panjang, iaitu esei yang lebih panjang. Kalau assignment anda ada esei yang panjang, ini dia punya ikutan dia. Pertama adalah introduction, pengenalan. Kedua adalah literature review. Literature review, faham maksudnya tak? Maksudnya sebelum kita nak tulis apa yang kita nak tulis, kita kena baca dulu. Jadi bacaan tu adalah literature lah. Jadi pandangan anda terhadap bacaan apa yang anda baca. Okay, katalah macam satu assignment A ni, dia memerlukan saya untuk membaca 3 artikel sebelum saya perlu menulis. Jadi pandangan saya terhadap 3 artikel ni kita boleh letakkan dia di dalam literature review. Kemudian case study, okay, ataupun case study maksudnya cara bagaimana nak mempelajarinya, mungkin secara pemerhatian, observation, mungkin secara kaji selidik, alright, atau mungkin pun dengan cara pemerhatian ataupun interview. Alright, interview the expert sebagai contohnya, apakah pandangan seseorang yang lain, perbincangan, penutup dan juga rujukan. Dia ketiga ni kalau anda ambil degree ke atas lah, bila anda kena buat dissertation ataupun rujukan artikel, so you will actually write in the full length. Okay, alright. Saya sambung sikit lagi. Now, selalunya orang akan tulis dengan cara penulisan. Orang bukan tulis katalah macam saya kena tulis 1,000 patah perkataan. Dia bermula daripada perkataan nombor 1 sampai perkataan nombor 1,000. Kita tak tulis macam tu. So selalunya kita akan buat penulisan ataupun pre-writing. So pre-writing is actually a stage to discover and to view our topic. Katalah you dapat satu topik. Bagi saya satu topik yang you tengah buat sekarang ni, pendidikan kanak-kanak ke? Perilaku kanak-kanak di dalam kelas sebagai contoh. Okay. Perilaku kanak-kanak di dalam kelas selepas ataupun pada umur 5 tahun sebagai contohnya. Okay. Jadi apa yang anda nak tulis tu anda perlu pre-writingkan dia dahulu. Alright. So selalunya pre-writing akan melibatkan kepada brainstorming ataupun mencari buah fikiran apa nak tulis sebenarnya. Mencari maklumat dulu daripada buku, daripada jurnal, daripada artikel dan juga sebagainya. Baca dulu maybe PowerPoint slide daripada lecturer bagi apa. So you point it out first. That is actually what you call it as a pre-writing. Dan teknik-teknik in the writing is always like this. Nah, ada 5 saya bagi dekat sini. Saya nak tanya anda yang mana satu is your favorite. Free writing, maksudnya anda tak kisah, tulis je apa yang suka hati, apa yang terlintas kat kepala anda. Alright, at that time, orang kata ni idea mencurah-curah tu, apa je yang keluar from your own brain, you put it in, free writing. Okay, ada setengah orang dia suka start dengan mengquestionkan dulu. So the question will start with why, who, when, where, or how. So dia panggil sebagai 4W1H. Okay, so that you ask the question and you find the answer from that. Alright. Nah, yang ketiga adalah dengan cara mapping. Ada orang dia suka menggunakan visual, maksudnya dia nak buat mapping dulu. Mapping tu kadang dia letak macam awan bulat dekat tengah, lepas tu dia akan cabang-cabang keluarkan, and then after you will put more and so on. Okay, so there are some people who like to make the list. Okay, meaning that they put the outline already first. Ada setengah orang dia suka pakai like a very outline, tapi it's a very rough outline that includes all these four into one. So this technique is actually called or include free writing, questioning, making a list, and also mapping. Okay, now of all these five, I wanted you to tell me, okay, yang mana satu, which one is actually that you prefer? Do you prefer free writing, questioning, mapping, making a list, ataupun you like to do a rough outline? Rough outline, eh? Okay, what about the others? How many of you here like to do mapping, eh? Ada orang tak yang dia suka macam dia punya nota dia semua dia buat dalam bentuk mapping? I don't like it, eh? Personally, I'm not really a big fan of doing that. But there are some people who do. Atika, you like to do mapping, eh? Alright. Why? Lagi senang nak faham. I see, okay. That's good. Alright, nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong at all. So that is just something very good. Okay. Saya lebih suka, if you ask me, I think I like to do the free writing lah. Okay, I just like jot down everything in a single paper. So apa saja yang terlintas dalam kepala saya, because I'm actually a very fast speaker, that I speak very fast. Okay, saya boleh cakap laju je kan. Orang kata kadang-kadang bila saya tengok balik recording video saya, my god, lajunya saya bercakap. Student saya ni faham ke tak? Alright, but the thing is, that is me. So my brain actually can move as fast as me can talk. So selalunya saya akan gunakan free writing. So I'm going to write here as free writing. Okay. Probably the best way for you. So sorry, spelling mistake. This is the best way for me to do. Alright. Now, writing is in a stage. The things that students should write is a first draft. Okay, selalunya dia akan ada draft pertama, draft kedua dan juga sebagainya. That contain an introduction, content and the conclusion of the separate, and that in the separation of the graph. Okay, so draft yang pertama selalunya mengandungi masalah macam ada tata bahasa. So tak kisahlah kalau ada grammar mistake ke, ada spelling ke, tak kisah, janji kita tulis dulu. Alright, kemudian we can go through back again. Lepas tu kita boleh betulkan susunan ayat, susunan bahasa, punctuation, ejaan, okay, dan sebagainya. Okay, especially in English lah. Alright, now selalunya penulisan akademik akan bermulakan dengan introduction. Okay, introduction selalunya akan mengambil lebih kurang 10% ataupun 200 patah perkataan daripada the whole entire assignment. Alright, selalunya kalau macam lecturer lah, dia datang nak marking you punya assignment yang melibatkan kepada essay, dia akan baca dulu the first introduction. Kalau introduction you tak lepas kan, maksudnya bawah tu susah lah sikit. Tapi kalau introduction you bunga-bungaan dia tu sedap, yang bawah tu nanti dia akan jadi lagi sedap. So that is actually a very important things for you to always concentrate on the introduction. Okay, alright. Now, example to write a content on the paragraph. So, you boleh gunakan example, you boleh gunakan argument, you boleh gunakan argument 1, for example, like writing an unfortunate news consists of a misfortune accident or something. Ataupun boleh gunakan yang positif, maksudnya news that left an impression to the reader, emotion, often get the attention daily. Okay, now, anybody here pernah gunakan Google review? Have you heard of the Google review? Okay. Pernah ya, Nur Syafiqah? Okay, good. Now, my next question is, pernah tak anda menulis pernah tak anda menulis Google review? Ataupun anda hanya membaca sahaja? Pernah ya? Okay, saya ada banyak Google review yang saya nak kena tulis ni sebab saya dah pergi merata-rata tempat sana sini kan. Okay, sekarang ni we live in the world where you actually write the Google review. Contohnya macam anda ambil gambar, saya pergi makan dekat tempat ni, saya pergi ke hotel sana, saya pergi melancong di resort sini dan sebagainya. So selalunya kita akan tulis a Google review. So the Google review will always come with these two argument. Okay, the argument will say that there is something that is negative ataupun the argument say that something that is positive. Okay, katalah you pergi dekat restoran tu, perkhidmatan ataupun the service is poor. Okay, makanan dia tidak sedap ataupun macam makanan dia rasa macam ada kekurangan something. Alright, how do you write so that it will look or it will sound like there is an academic writing? Can you try to write it in a message? Okay, you go to one restaurant, katalah restoran A, okay, ataupun restoran Melati sebagai contohnya, okay, and then after that you makan, katalah makanan dia macam tak berapa sedap ataupun this is the negative review, ataupun perkhidmatan dia macam lembab ke slow ke, alright, you don't like it lah, tak puas hati. Alright, how do you write it in an academic writing? Ataupun if let's say you have a good review that you want to write. For example, the food is good, the service is good. All right. How do you write it in a very good or the professional manner? Can we try this as an exercise? I want you to write it in the chat. Dalam bahasa Malaysia pun boleh, Inggeris pun boleh. Can we try that?
Sorry, sir, can you repeat?
Okay. Let's say if you have to write a Google review. Okay, so you can choose either you want to do a negative review or the positive review. Example, you go to a hotel or you go to the restaurants. All right, give an example of a good review or a bad review that is professionally to write as an academic writing. Okay, contohlah you tak boleh apa yang you tak boleh tulis. Makanan telah tak sedap dengan servis teruk pula tu, jangan pergi dah dekat sini. That is not nice to say sebab dia mencerminkan kepada diri anda sendiri. Tapi how do you actually write that so that it will sound that they take that as a what do you call this? Kritikan yang membina. Okay? Can you give me an example?
Sir.
Sir,
you mean we have to explain it in a polite way, is it?
Yes, you explain it in a polite way and like show me that the skill what you got in writing.
Okay, sir.
Okay? Let's share it together. I think it will be fun to do this. Nanti bolehlah jadi food critics. Okay, pengkritik food. Before there is actually a term, that they call it as a food critic, meaning that you go to the fancy restaurant and then you criticize on the foods that you eat. Tapi how do you say, the criticisms elements that is written, okay? It's good. Okay, yes, there's no Shafika. Okay, the food here tastes good. Okay, and they also provide great service, worth the price. Okay, untuk makanan sedap, tak sedap saya tak review. Okay, thank you. I think that sound good. What about the others? Oh, saya tinggal cover perfume. This is actually before. Suka pada perfume subscription ni sebab kecil, mudah dimasuk ke dalam bag. Okay, tak perlu setiap bulan browse through selling any perfume mana-mana. I took a day to click on the website. Okay, my budget for the perfume dah save banyak, so I opt for the mini original punya. It's cost me about 100%. Kongsikan in the perfume is actually our favorite kan. So the monthly subscription bagi saya ample opportunity to try too many. Wow, that's actually quite a very long, quite a lengthy descriptions from Atika. Thank you very much. We take one more. Any more? That's all? Okay. Now, thank you very much for those who are sharing. That is actually really, really interesting. Now, let me just tell you something about the food, okay? The food critics, usually it goes something like this. When you are criticizing on the food, it either by the visual or the look of it or the taste of it, all right? You might wanted to use the picture or the words, for example, in English, like stunning or visually beautiful, it looks tempting, menyelerakan, okay, in bahasa, okay? Sesuai dengan tekak saya, for example, okay, it is actually a very up to date. Like there are some of the adjective that you can actually use in order to describe about the food. And sometimes when you talk about the food, might want to talk about the chef, because the chef is actually the one that like do the food. So sometimes orang kata, like, well, the food today is not really so pleasant. Maybe the chef is not in a good mood or something like that. So then people will understand that and take that as a criticizing, like as a good criticize, because it feels like there might be something wrong somewhere. Takkanlah orang nak buat restaurant and also like make a bad food every day, betul tak? Okay. Sometimes you can say that the complimentary. So you say that, oh, complimentary to the chef because the food there, like is something unexpectable. All right, meaning that it's very good lah. So you use like some terms or some big words in order for you to describe about it. Okay, don't just say the word good. So maybe you will explain about something. Maybe katalah macam Nur Atika kata about perfume, right? Yes, you actually talk about practicality sebagai contoh. Nombor satu tu kecil, mudah masuk dalam bag. Okay, I love how portable the perfume is. Right, so the portability ataupun mobility, something like that lah. Okay, tak perlu setiap bulan browse through the seller to buy perfume daripada mana. So maybe you cakap kata it was a great service or the great after sales service given by the vendor or by the seller. Okay, or kudos to the seller. Okay, you know what I mean by kudos? Okay, this word, like you want to say that congratulations to the seller. So that means that you are trying your best in order to make it sound like it's good, but you take it into another level. Tapi you still make the meaning to be like interesting as possible. So barulah orang nampak kata, oh, this person know what they are talking about. Alright, so maybe after this, bila you nak buat review ataupun nak tulis dekat dalam social media or something like that, make sure that you read first what you write. Use some of the words that you feel is very suitable to use, okay, in order to explain about it. Alright, kadang-kadang orang cakap kata, oh, tak adalah sir, saya English saya tak berapa bagus. But then again, this is actually the way of how you learn it lah. Okay, alright. Now, this is the conclusion. Kesimpulan selalunya akan jadi lebih pendek dan mempunyai ringkasan yang kenyataannya itu menyimpul. So you can actually start with as a conclusion. All right. As what I have just mentioned to you, as what I have just mentioned earlier, all right, or selalunya in summary, for example, okay, or to conclude my remarks, for example, or to conclude my essay, all right, or to conclude this essay. So the student would actually say that this is actually to conclude it, all right? Okay, some of the things what you need to do, purification. For example, proofreading. Proofreading is something what you need to do. Jangan tulis sekali lepas tu terus hantar submission, alright? Kena ada cara macam mana kita nak membaca menyemak semula, alright? Now, anybody use any helps from any tools if let's say you do the writing? Okay, have you heard about Grammarly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Grammarly is actually one of the best way for you to use in order for you to come up with a better sentence structure, ejaan yang betul. There are two, one is a free one, another one is a subscription. For me, you can just use a free one. I use it everywhere. So people think that, oh, I'm actually very good in English, but it's not really 100% true because some of the words and the sentence are actually being restructured by my own Grammarly. You understand what I mean? So this is actually the way of how you can actually make a better writings in terms of try to write as in academic writing. All right. Now, some people, they use this. We call it as an acronym. Okay. Do you know what acronym means? Okay, perkataan yang seerti tapi it comes in a different meaning or in a different word. So that sometimes you feel like you wanted to say something about a word, tapi you kind of like don't remember what is actually the word, tapi you can acronym it. So that means that you can actually come up with a better solution or the better words for you to use. All right. Now, proofreading is to use formal English to aim for clarification. To use a specialist vocabulary, meaning that the vocabulary of yours, kadang-kadang kita vocabulary ni perkataan selalu-selalu kita pakai je, tapi if you can increase your vocabulary through readings, through paying attention to some maybe some Netflix movie or something like that, you know that the words that they use, all right, can increase your vocabulary. Okay, avoid of using abbreviations or the contraction. Kadang-kadang kena tulis tu tulis dalam perkataan yang panjang, kadang-kadang kena tulis dalam perkataan yang pendek. Sebagai contohnya saya bagi dekat sini E.G is for example. Okay, didn't, D-I-N apostrophe T, okay, D-I-D-N apostrophe T for did not. Kadang-kadang benda kita boleh pakai, kadang-kadang benda kita tidak boleh pakai. Okay. All right. Sometimes it can also be more impersonal. All right. Avoid using, for example, I, we, you as the beginning of the sentence. All right. Try to write it into like it can be seen as. All right. For example, you know, like I would say is that I have, I can see that the results, or I can see that today is a very sunny day. All right. Then you can rephrase it into like, it seems like today is a very sunny day, meaning that I take the I out from there and I make it sound more general. Okay. Number 6 is actually to be more objective or to say some, you know, like nice, academic writing should avoid personal subjectives such as nice, wonderful, worthwhile, usual, or natural, because the readers understand of this word can be very different from your own. Kadang-kadang dia berbunyi seperti complimentary. Okay, saya bagi contoh lah kadang-kadang you pernah tak macam siapa yang bukan semester 1 tapi semester 2, 3, 4, masa dekat ujung semester you akan ada teval, maksudnya you do the evaluation to the lecturers. Pernah tak? Okay, I'm sure you did okay, so bila saya membaca, bila lecturer orang tulis perkataan dengan saya kan, saya tak boleh nak menginterpretasikan diri saya sebab the most people will talk about is like, oh, he is a nice lecturer. He is a wonderful lecturer. I don't ask you to write about me tapi saya just nak beritahu je lah. Tapi I don't know how to term myself as I am a nice lecturer or I am a wonderful lecturer because the words, no lah. No, because the word tu it doesn't really reflect to how I can improve myself. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you say about, okay, the lecturer's teaching is worthwhile, for example. All right, so it doesn't really give that, it doesn't straight to the point, it doesn't give the objective. Okay, for example, if you say something like this, it's like, oh, his teaching is very straightforward and he used a lot of examples. Then only I understand that that is something what I should keep on, and it is something what the student will always appreciate me for. For example, like you say, he used a lot of live example in his teaching, all right? Or maybe the clarity of his voice is, or the use of English is, like at par, for example. All right, that means that it actually explain better. So don't use the word good, it's nice, or awesome, like, oh, the lecture is awesome. So it's good to hear a complimentary, tapi it doesn't give an objective, it give more to the complimentary. And like, be more concise. For example, I give number 7 dekat sini, a man called J. Singh invented. So you can just be J. Singh's invented something in a book called as a Scottish pathway. Alright, sound very. Tapi you boleh cakap je terus Scottish pathway in a capital letter starting. Then you understand that that is actually being concise, that this is actually where it is. Alright, kadang-kadang orang ni suka menambah-nambah ayat perkataan supaya dia kata dia nak dapatkan 1000 patah perkataan, kan dia tambah je ayat sepuas hati, because it's just like wanted to make a volume but not really like a good writing. Alright, so that is actually what the proofreading usually will do. Okay, now I'm going to give you a practice here. Okay, read the unbalanced part of each of the following sentence. I hope to receive your text next week. If not, I'll call you, then we can discuss the project. Now, ayat number 1. Okay, can everybody look at line number 1? Can you help me to fix this line so that it sound better? I hope to receive your answer next week. If not, I'll call you, then we can discuss the project. And then after you put it into the chat, kita buat satu je lah hari ni sebab tak sempat. Tengok ayat nombor 1. Kemudian saya nak ada tuliskan kembali dekat dalam chat, alright, to replace back again what you supposed to be writing. Okay. I hope to receive your answer next week. If not, I'll call you, then we can discuss about the project. Anyone want to give it a try? Vasundara?
Yes, sir.
Yes, do you want to try to fix the sentence number 1? You can write it onto the chat,
Okay, sir. Let me try, sir. Sir? Yeah. I hope to receive your answer by next week. If not, I'll call you, then we can discuss about the project.
Yes, line number 1.
Yeah. Am I right, sir?
Again.
Sir, is it like we should add adjective in between the sentences?
You can, as long as, okay, it says here that these sentences are actually unbalanced. All right, so what you can do is you can rewrite it back again so that it looks, or it make it sound more balanced, all right, in such a way.
So that's what I told you just now, sir, the answer for the number 1.
I see. What was it again? Try, Basundra.
I hope to receive your answer by next week. If not, I'll call you then. We can discuss about the project.
Okay. So you put there by, right?
I mean, I hope to receive your answer by next week. And the last one there, I'll call you, then we can discuss about the project.
I see. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Now,
Okay,
let's
sir.
see. Tanisha, I hope to receive your answer by this week. If not, you can tell me, can discuss this project together. Okay. Nur Shafika say, I wait for your response until next week, or we can have a discussion about the project by call. Okay, also can. But the thing is, I wanted to take out the word, if not, I'll call you. Okay, so that because it's like, okay, I hope to receive your answer by next week. Okay, if not, I call you too, by right, tak payah dah, tak perlu dah, because it actually creates an unbalance. Okay, so you can say that I hope to receive your answer by next week, okay, to discuss on the project. What do you think of that? Okay, I say here, I hope, okay, or Noshafika say, I wait for your response by next week, or we can have a discussion on the project. Or I would say is that I hope to receive your answer, okay, by next week to discuss the project. Okay, do you see what I did there? I made the sentence to be shorter. I hope to receive your answer by next week to discuss on the project. Okay, because I feels like if not, I'll call you to be something that makes the sound a bit unbalanced. All right, okay, good try. Now let's try again another one. Okay, now revise the following sentence. This is a passive to active. Alright, ni dah masuk macam kelas English dah kan? Okay, revise the following sentence. Kita ambil soalan nombor 1 Okay, changing verbs from the passive to active. Insert or change any of the words if necessary. Ayat yang pertama, many unhealthy foods are included in the typical American diet. Can anyone give it a try? We do just the first one.
Sorry, sir.
Okay, all right, look at this again. Look at the answer question number 1. Many unhealthy food are included in the typical American diet. Your task is actually to change the verb from the passive to the active sentence.
Can I try?
Oh, yes, please, Nashafika.
Okay, so there are so many unhealthy food that there are so many unhealthy food included in the typical American diet.
But that still sound passive. We wanted to make it sound active. How do we do that? Anyone? Okay. All right, let me give it a try. Okay. So you see here, I put there, the typical American diet includes much unhealthy food. Okay. Now, bila kita katakan soalan dia adalah passive, maksudnya are included with the ed at the back there is actually a passive words. Okay. If you want to make this thing active, you kena terbalikkan dia. Okay, so many unhealthy food are included in the typical American diet. So it sounds like the typical American diet includes, okay, because the typical American diet ni singular kan. The typical American diet includes many unhealthy food. So it make it sound more interesting in such a way. All right. So that is like one of the practice. Okay. All right. We do the last one. Omitting needless words. Okay. Revise the following sentence. Omitting a needless word. In general, I am a sort of person who tend to be shy, especially at the large crowd or in the large crowd, or with strangers I don't know well. Alright. So kadang-kadang ada perkataan tu kita tak perlu nak pakai pun. So what do you do is I want you guys to shorten up sentence number 1 ni so that you can remove out the sentence yang tak perlu. Alright. Just put there something that needed. Okay. So you take out whatever thing that is needless. In general, I am a sort of person who tends to be shy, especially in the large crowd or with strangers I don't know well. So can someone try? Simplify that sentence so that you make it sound more interesting or make it make sense. Anyone want to try? Rashafika, you want to try one more time?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So, generally, I tend to be shy, especially in large crowds. Right?
Excellent. Okay. Or Atika says I'm a shy person, especially when in a large crowd or with strangers. Also can. All right. So you understand how it works now, right? Okay. Or kalau you nak kata, in general, you can also shorten it up into one word. Generally, I'm a shy person. Or generally, I am shy. Okay. In the large crowd, or okay, Tanisha's like, I'm a shy person when it comes to crowds and strangers. Acceptable. Also good. Okay. Or maybe you can put there as generally. Generally, I'm a shy person when it comes to crowd and strangers. Okay. You see how you can actually convert some wordings or some sentences into a general or into an academic sentences by writing or punch into the right things or the right words. Okay. All right. I think this is the last one. Okay. All right. Last one. Practice on the logical joining words. Sometimes we can join sentences together. Okay, I have here 2 sentences. Kita try number 1. My son can't eat peanut butter snacks or sandwiches. He is allergic to peanuts. Okay, what is actually the best way for you to write or to add in order to make this sentence to be better and is in a sentence?
Can I try?
Yes.
My son can't eat peanut or sandwiches. He is allergic to peanut.
Okay, that still sound like 2 sentences. But what can you actually use to conjoin them together?
Can I try?
Okay.
Can I?
Okay, Tanisha. Tanisha, who want to try? Tanisha want to try.
I'll try.
All right.
My son can't eat peanut butter in peanut butter snacks or sandwich, but he's allergic to peanuts.
You put there but, is it?
Yeah, I put but.
Can I try again?
Okay. All right.
My son can't eat peanut butter snacks or sandwiches because he is allergic to peanut.
I think that sound better. You put there as because, right? Okay. But Tanisha, if you put there as a but at the back there, meaning that it negates.
I actually don't understand the question. That's why I just put in something.
Okay, it's a logical joining words. All right, you can has and, but, for, so, and so on. Okay, I think I wanted to put there as an SAS. Okay. Elijah, yes, that is correct. My son can't eat peanut butter snacks or sandwiches because he is allergic to peanuts. Okay, or I can say also, my son can't eat peanut butter snacks or sandwiches as he is allergic to peanut, meaning that because of, all right? Okay, well, shall we try the second one? I tried to sleep. The thought of tomorrow mathematics exam keep me awake. All right, so how do you actually join these two sentences together? Anyone want to try the last one for today? Okay, yeah, Shafika.
I tried to sleep, but the thought of tomorrow's math exam kept me awake.
Yes, yes, correct. Atika, yes, try. I try to sleep. However, the thoughts of tomorrow's exam, math exam, keep me awake. Okay, these are some of the joinings or the logical joinings that you have to put into your sentences in order to have a proper academic writing. So you can use something that is a little bit more advanced. For example, in addition, furthermore, as a result, all right, in conjunction, okay, parallel to. So there are like several of others. Ni kalau saya buat ni nak belajar ajar kelas English lah ni, but this is actually something how, you know, like we can do it. Tanisha, so I try to sleep even though that the thoughts of tomorrow examination keep me awake. Exactly, that's how it's supposed to sound like. So it's actually a conjoint, or that is supposed to be a joining word as in such. Okay, thank you very much for contributing for today's discussion. I think this is something very interesting for you guys to learn in order for you to do the academic writings. Okay, all right. I'm going to stop here for you because the rest is actually about the research paper. So the research paper is basically more for degree, but for the non-degree or for the diploma, I think we will stop there on the English sides on how to actually improve your writings. Okay, all right. I'm going to share with you this. All right. In here, I have one video that I would like you to watch. All right. So this is actually 5 ways to improve your writing skill. It actually explained in the video of 5 ways of how to improve the writing skill. Okay. However, based on the video explained, I want you to explain to me 5 ways or tips that you use in order for you to improve your writing skill. Okay, honestly, if you ask me how or what do I use in order for me to do to improve my writing, is always about Grammarly, because Grammarly always help me to, you know, improve it better, make a very good structural sentence. Okay, check on my plagiarism, whether that is plagiarized or not, so on and so forth. All right, so that is already like one tips. I want you to share with your friends, how do you write in order, or how or what do you do in order to improve your writing skills. Okay, all right, so go through the video first. Okay, you will see that what are the things, what is written there, and after you can actually come up with your own. It can be something the same, or it could be something that is different from there. So write it inside of the discussion and share it with your friend. If you have the links, for example, you can tell your friends where to go and get and stuff like that, also can. So it will be also nice for you to share it among us, you know, like some of the thoughts and knowledges that you have. Okay, all right. So I think that's about it for this week. Let me just stop the recording. Do you have any questions that you like